We thought we had reached the peaks of OP damage, but we were wrong. There was more that we could achieve. Here we are, the Dex build 2.0. Now, with the previous Dex build, we went for a rather buff-centric playstyle, and we are doing something similar here, but taking some of the lessons we learned from the light magic build, we have made the Dex build even spicier. Now, just to give you some ideas here, we're hitting 1005 on that, and our circulating pulse hits in the range of 4800. Pretty respectable. But now 3921 and boom, 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 18735. What if I was to tell you this isn't even our final form? We aren't even using our communal gift yet, which is going to add even more damage into this package. So let's jump on in. Well, let me rest before I kill myself here from the buff I have on. Let's jump on in and tell you how this all works. So for starters, we are working with the Queenslayer Blood Code. Now, the main reason for the Queenslayer Blood Code here is that it has not only absolutely delicious stat scaling that we're going to need to pull together a lot of these buffs, but it also gives us access to Final Journey. Now, Final Journey is a rather unique buff. It's going to increase your damage by about 50%. It's going to put you a weight class below what you previously were. And probably most importantly is after 3 minutes of having it up, you die. You don't die and get resurrected, you just die, and you go back to the Mistle. So it's very much a do or die style build, you could say. Moving on from there into our gear, we are working with the Argent Wolfblade, this time around the fortification. And the main reason for this is even though there are swords that have better damage, I mean, look, we got higher damage on the... Well, we did have higher damage on that. We don't anymore. Oh, it's because I'm comparing it to Damarung, of course. Let's put... You are the higher one. You know, we're looking at 1015 here. Comparing that to a couple of the swords, you can see Black Saber's better, Executioner's better, but look at the moveset here. Very spam happy, whereas these... I mean, I don't even need to keep hitting. You can see it is a definitively slower moveset. It's much more, I guess, determined. It's much more careful. And all in all, it's just going to result in slower swings. And since we're all about them quick swings, ultimately, you're going to want Argent Wolf. You just can't beat this thing. We're also using Damarung once again. We're not going to be using it at all, but if you didn't see the previous video, doing a charged heavy attack with Damarung will give you the Iron Will buff, granting 25% damage resistance, which is always a nice thing to have around in the event that you need it. Moving on from there, the Noble Silver once again with Fortification, because it brings along the A scaling in mind, and that A scaling in mind, when combined with Bridge to Glory, gives us a very, very hefty damage increase. As for our passives, we are running Tirelessness. This comes from down in the depths. I want to say it's either number 11 or 12 in terms of depth maps, but I know it's one of the very last ones that you get it out of. One-Handed Sword Mastery, which comes from Prometheus, 20% increased damage to the sword we're using. Mind or Fortitude up. Ideally, the biggest thing here is you need Mind. So whether it's going to be Mind Vit, Mind Fortitude, hell, even Mind Willpower. Between the three of them, Mind Fortitude is actually helping our stamina out a little bit, so... 3 stamina isn't much, but hey, stamina is stamina. This comes from the Demeter Blood Code. And then lastly, Swift Destruction, coming in from Hephaestus, which even though it only gives 10% damage increase at normal, we're going to be a quick once we pop up Final Journey, giving us the full 20% increase from Swift Destruction. Now moving on over into the skills, we have quite a few buffs going on. To start, we have Blood Sacrifice here. You're going to use this purely to help get up all of your buffs. After all your buffs are up, you're going to quick swap it over to Fatal Surge, the communal gift with Jack, for an even fatter buff. We are running Circulating Pulse just to have one active ability in here, because, it gets kind of boring just spamming R1. Besides that, you're going to run one elemental weapon buff of your choice, ideally whatever the target is weak to. So we have Fire, Frost, Lightning, and of course Blood. These come from Mercury, Prometheus, Death Knight, and then Fion. In addition, we're going to be running Adrenaline, the very base attack power boost that you can get from Fighter. Outside of that, we're running Bridge to Glory, which comes from the Eos tree, Ios. And then we're running Overdrive, which comes in from the Assassin tree. Lastly, Final Journey, which of course comes with Queenslayer. And if you have the Season Pass, Gift Extension is a no-brainer for this build because it's just going to increase the duration of everything we have. Now, obviously, I can't showcase what the Communal Gift is going to do right here, but our Communal Gift essentially stops you from healing, which kind of works because we're running a suicidal playstyle anyway. But just to show the increase here and how cumulative it is, we're starting off at 1,005. Using Path to Glory is massive. That puts us up to 1620. Using Overdrive, another big buff. That's putting us up to 1821. Adding in the basic attack onto that puts us up to 1996. And then adding in a flame or elemental of your choice to that puts you up to 2396. Lastly, of course, once you're going to pop your final gift, this all gets even higher, and you're up at 3921, not counting for the communal gift that you get. So all in all, this essentially turns both your circulating pulse and your R1s into absolute weapons of destruction, allowing you to just slash your way through pretty much anything you encounter in the game, assuming of course that you're good enough to dodge the attacks and not die. So similar to the mage build, we're going to jump on in and quite literally just fight the final boss in the depths and then jump on over to the final boss in the game. So let's get to it. He looks real intimidating back there for someone who's about to be erased. So, so get up to 20, pop that, use this bad boy 2 more times, use a health. Oh, I never put you on.
That's a good idea.
That's fine. We're here, down, down, over, Fatal Surge, Iker, Communal, and it's time to mount a boss.
Take this.
He's dead. Nope, no phase 2. He's just dead. Like, honestly, it's kind of ridiculous, because I think before I started dabbling with light magic, I think I had some pretty solid builds, but man, light magic's just, it's broken, to be honest. Like, I know it's hard to say, something needs nerfs, but I mean, it looks pretty ominous for someone who's also about to die. Right, let's do. And now we will boom. At this point, it's all about how well you can dodge.
Take this.
He's dead. Are you not dead? What are you doing? Bye. Silly bitch. So anyway, yeah, that's the Dex build 2.0. And if nothing else, like honestly, this is just a testament to how absolutely ridiculous light is. Like whether it's through spellcasting or taking advantage of light buffing. I mean, hell, we were previously we were using Hemdall, which is a 100% damage increase as opposed to the 50 that we have coming in with Final Journey. Um, but even then, because we're able to gain access to Bridge of Glory or Bridge to Glory, this just gains that much more damage. It
Let's
just
get to work.
it reaches heights that are absolutely absurd and shouldn't be possible. And I'm a little grossed out by it because all this time we complained about R1 spammers in Dark Souls. Little did we know it would be the most powerful form of damage in anime Souls. So anyway, thanks for coming on by. Hope y'all enjoyed the Dex build 2.0, and I'll catch you next time with more.